Hello first graders! Today we're going to be doing an introductory to watercolor painting, and it's my understanding that you are all working on the life cycles of a pumpkin. Right now we're going to go ahead and prepare our paints. So you can set your little pumpkin aside, and we're just going to start by squirting water directly into our paint palette. This will help get all of those paints ready to use. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my brush and I'm going to stir some of that water into the paint, get a nice mixture there. We'll go ahead and start by beginning to lay down some of that color into this little section. And I kind of think of each of these little sections as their own little island. Just do one at a time if you want to. That way your paint doesn't dry before you have a chance to move on. You can stick your brush back into the water and help that paint move around even more. You can even come in with another color while that yellow is still wet and stir that color in and create some really pretty washes of color that look really, really organic. They look more like a natural pumpkin. If you want to be a bit more adventurous, you can do that too. Think about adding some blues and some purples. You can even, if you're really, really adventurous, sorry, Mrs. Shannon, do a little bit of splatter. Sometimes the splatter looks really, really cool in our pumpkins, but try as hard as you can to control that paint and not get your paint all over the place. Let's try to keep it on our desk surfaces so we can easily wipe them off. So I'm just touching a little bit of the paint color and I'm coming and dipping my brush back into the water again. And then I'm going to take that water and help that paint move around. That paint stretches really far. You'd be amazed just how much paint you actually have, and you don't need a ton of it. It's more the water that makes this work so beautifully. So I'm just coming in and adding in some more purple. I can kind of touch it and almost make it look like little freckles in there. If you guys remember correctly, a lot of the pumpkins have a lot of little spots on them. They're fungus spots, and some of them are just really old and they've been burned a little bit from the sun. The most important thing, you guys, is that you guys have fun painting. Just enjoy the process. Now, if you guys remember some of your basics from kindergarten, primary colors are 3 colors comprised of red, yellow, and blue. And when you mix your primary colors together, what do you typically get? Can any of you guys guess? If any of you guys guessed brown, then you guessed right. Mixing all 3 of the primary colors together gives us brown. Where do we need brown? Probably in our stem. So let's go ahead and start by mixing some red. You can use your lid right here on the palette. Take some of the red, mix some of the blue in. That gives us a pretty purple. And then I'm going to pick up some yellow. Stir that in. Mix a little bit more red in there. Just a little more blue. But mixing them all together is going to give you a nice dark, either kind of black color or brown color, depending on how much of each color you use. And you can go ahead and paint your stem in with that darker color, or if you want to, you can simply use the green. This is your pumpkin. You guys get to decide what colors make you happy. I'm just going to go ahead and speed up the rest of the lesson for you guys, and then you guys can start painting your own pumpkins. So there you have it, my painty little friends. You can paint your pumpkins. Have an absolute blast, you guys, and happy fall.